Sure. Hey Leo, seen some of your knife videos. You're looking pretty good with that knife. So I want to show you today, we have a drywall jack stand here. And we're going to put in some drywall and we're going to put in a light. And I'm going to run and grab that drywall for you. Here we go, our 4x8 foot piece of drywall. Slide that over. Yep. Get it on the stand nice and square. I already took my measurement because I have to cut an end off this to fit the ceiling. So, I'm going to pull one of these feet back just a little bit. Pull the drywall towards me. There we go. Okay. Tape measure. Measure out my 6 feet, 10 inches. There we go. And I'll do that on each side, and then I'll use my level as a straight edge. There's 6'10" here. You always want to measure on two sides so that you know you're shooting straight across your piece of drywall. You don't measure on two sides, you can end up with a curved line and then it won't fit your wall. Alright, so 6'10" and 6'10". Done with the tape measure for now.
And our wall doesn't slant at all? It's straight?
I don't know. Alright, drawing that straight line. Alright, and now I'm going to use the dangler, probably called something else. It's called an oscillating tool. And I'm just going to trim right down this line. Pop that down. Pop that off. Now we're ready to jack that piece of drywall up. Get it into place. So I'm going to slide this over and rotate this. Alright, so my good edge, my good clean edge is going to meet up with this clean edge of the previous piece. Alright. Get it into the corner of the room. And this is kind of nice as this big wheel here to make it nice and easy to jack the drywall up. Alright, so I was watching on the way up and make sure I wasn't going to run into anything. Alright, I'm going to pull it back here so it sits flush with this edge. It's looking good down there. I'm flush against the wall. Now I'm going to bring it up the final inches into place. Okay. Alright, nice and tight against the ceiling. Alright. Bring my step stool over, probably over here because I still have a gap there. I need to push that into place. Alright. So, a couple of inches. Actually, I have it too tight to the ceiling and now I can't slide it. I have to pull down the reverse wheel here. Just bring it down a couple inches. There we go. Alright, that looks nice and lined up there. Double check, yep. I'll bring it up. Oh. Just an edge. Make sure it's over against the wall too. There we go, that looks good. Alright, that edge looks pretty darn good. We'll give it a small tap on this back corner and bring it in. Yep, there we go. Alright, that's all we have. Alright, now I have these joists that are running perpendicular to the piece of drywall. And I'm going to drywall screw into those. Take a handful of screws. Switch the batteries on the drill. Okay, battery in the drill, have the right point on the drill. Oh, nice and lined up. So this first screw I'm not going to put in all the way. I don't want to break the drywall. So just so it starts to snug up. Go about every 8 inches down that same stud. Hold that in place. Anytime you're working on a ladder, don't let your waist go over the ladder. You want to stay right over the ladder. You can reach out a little bit, like I'll do here. But after a couple screws, I'm going to have to move my ladder. That's about as far as I can reach. So after I get enough screws in here, I'll be able to take this jack down and get it out of the way. So that I can finish drilling putting all these screws in. hold that up. I'm going to pull this down so I can cut the hole for the light. So I took the measurements on my template here, and so I'm going to trace this on the ceiling and cut a hole for our light with the reciprocating tool. Swap the batteries out. So I took the measurement of where my electrical box is before I put the drywall up. I'm going to use those same measurements to find the exact placement of this template. So we're 46 inches from the wall over here. Right where my thumb's at, it's 46. Make a small mark. And now we're 37 and a half from this wall here. So come on down, 37 and a half. Mark that out. And that's right here. Now this template's just nice and round, pretty simple. Line it up on my marks. Trace the circle. There we go. Circles on the ceiling. Reciprocating saw has a battery, but it's going to be up overhead and dusty, so I'm going to put my respirator on. The rest is just pulling all this out, tearing the paper back here. wallpaper's a little wet from the snow today.
Do you want this knife?
Alright, we got the circle all cleaned out, have our light. And I'll find the wire from up inside, which is right here. I'm going to plug that in and that light should come on right away. There we go. Twist the connector nice and tight. Hold these springs up out of the way. The springs go up and hold the light in the ceiling. Position it nice and straight on the ceiling. There we go. A little bit of drywall, a little electricity, all at the same time. Good seeing you, Leo. Bye, bud.